Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
So we asked to sing a bit more Mahamantra. I think this is the last planned Namahaja for the year. So try to join a bit more. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री रघुनाथ की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव महारानी के, श्री गौर सुंदर की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, ओम प्रेमानंदे। So we'll sing it. Traditionally we sit down, it's okay, we'll stand and sing. Namaste, Narasimhaya. लक्ष्मी श्री देव भगवान की, श्री भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्री प्रभुपाद की।
Hare Krishna. On behalf of Tilamarsi Namahasha and the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, founded by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, a very warm welcome to this evening's Namahasha program. And it is our very last Namahasha program for 2025. Thank you for braving the weather and give yourself a round of applause for being here. So yes, it is the very last Namahasha program, and 2025 has been an astounding, exceptional year for our Namahasha. We had His Holiness Chaitanya Swami attend. We've had His Holiness Ram Govind Swami attend. In January or February, we had His Grace Agnidev Prabhu attend. We've had His Grace Shuddhi Prabhu here with us, and so many other very highly esteemed senior devotees, international and national, that have come to our Namahasha programs. And let's not forget absolutely resounding success of our 10th campaign. That was our Janmashtami program as well. So that was actually such a resounding success as well. A round of applause to that. So we have so much to celebrate, and we are having a year-end program, which we'll talk about a little later on in the program. But right now, it is time for our very last program, and we've made this something very different, something very special. It's going to be a very interactive program this evening. So we are going to be discussing the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, text 29, and we're going to have 5 groups that are going to come together. We have 5 tables at the back. You all will be in groups with your loved ones, whomever you're seated next to. I'm sure everyone's seated next to family or friends. So we'll try to arrange it like that. You're going to be discussing that chapter and that text, and given an allocated time, and thereafter you can have one person from your group that is going to come forward and give us their realization of that text that they are discussing. So everyone's going to be discussing the same text. So as I was walking around, I was trying to understand how best to create the groups. So I'm thinking maybe the first 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, if you all can be group 1, you all can go to a table at the back and book your table before anybody else takes it. The next row, 1, 2, 3, is group 2. So you all can also go to a table as group 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4, because there isn't enough. You all can be group 3. You all can go to the table, and then we can go 1, 2, group 4. And probably y'all can be group 5, but we'll bring some more people to y'all. I think it's not totally and properly dispersed as far as numbers go. We'll try to reallocate here and there. But if you can You all can take any table as table 1. So we're going to have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. Group 1. Here's group 1 here, Prabhu. Okay, group 1, Janavi Mataji, onto that table. Group 1. Group, this is group 5. Yeah, please take So there will be a pen and along with the text that will be given to you all at each table. Haribol, if I can just get your attention very quickly, I'm going to be bringing around a page to each group. You'll notice at the bottom of this page is a highlighted sentence. That's going to be the sentence that your group is going to discuss. So group 3 is, group 3. Sorry, where is group 4? I have a group that don't have group 4. Who's group 4? I know group 4. I think it's group 4. Okay, if you feel that your group is too full, you can go to group 4, which is this corner table. We need some devotees at group 4. If there's anybody that doesn't have a group, anybody that doesn't have a number, then reach there. Okay. If you do not belong to a group yet, group 4 is going as being allocated as far as numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ashik, Haribol, Ashik, yeah. Would you be able to move your table here because I think it's becoming difficult as people walk in. Can we move group 4 table here, please? Sorry, I'm so sorry. It'll just be easier. Thank you. So we've got group 4, group 5, 1, 2, 3. Does everyone have their page with their line? Yes. Okay. Mahaprasad Prabhu is walking around to each group. He will guide you all with a devotee that is going to assist you all to understand this verse better, as well as the sentence that is being highlighted on your page. So Mahaprasad Prabhu will be bringing someone over. All those that have just joined group 4. Let's go. Okay. You all have a leader here in your group yet? Okay. Prabhu, you need a chair? Do you need some chairs here? Okay, Jansi, it's fine. And something else. Your teacher, I got your page. You got your what? You got your that page. That was your would you like oh, probably yes. Hare Krishna, if I can just have your attention just for 2 more minutes. You'll all are in your groups, you'll all have your text in front of you all, you'll all have your sentence, right? So, starting now, You all have 15 minutes to discuss it. Haribol, everyone, 15 minutes. And then each speaker that's been chosen in the group has 5 minutes to discuss it in the front. So 15 minutes to discuss and a 5-minute presentation.
Yeah. So basically itself is so we call that the whatever sacrifice
A person in full consciousness of me. Knowing me.
Bonus around just on the air.
That's basically lust. So when one hears the pastor being fallen, one hears the pastor being fallen, and goes out. But therefore there is no story.
Hare Krishna. Just a quick time check. You'll have 5 more minutes.
Gue akan percaya ini bukan debat.
No.
Let's turn the chairs.
Hare Krishna. So time's up. I'm sure everyone's ready. As I walked around to the tables, I saw 5 very enthusiastic and excited speakers that are going to be coming forward. So we will start with group 1, and we have Dulali Radha that will be joining us. She's going to come to the front, and she's going to, you can bring your page if you'd like for your sentence. Okay, come through. Let's give her a round of applause. So if it's easier, you can turn your chairs around so that everyone can face the speakers.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, glories to Guru and Gauranga, glories to Srila Prabhupada. For group 1, we were given the sentence or the part of the translation of this verse, basically the first part. A person in full consciousness of me. So that was our focus point. And understanding from the fact that this is chapter 5, which is entitled in Bhagavad Gita as it is, as Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So essentially, Srila Prabhupada dubbed this verse the peace formula. And what he says is, to attain ultimate peace, just by knowing Krishna, you attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. This he says in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says this. And that is exactly what this sentence means, a person in full consciousness of me. To be in full consciousness of Krishna, we should be thinking about him at every point and at every point in time. And in order to do that, we have to engage every sense, all our 5 senses, in the service of Lord Krishna, in worshipping him, in engaging in his service and thinking of him. And that is how we can be in full consciousness. This actually links really well to another verse in the Bhagavad Gita, which I believe is 934. So chapter 9, text 34, where in the purport, Srila Prabhupada states, Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. And Krishna says in this verse that by thinking of him, by engaging our senses in worshipping him, by becoming his devotee, we ultimately will come to him. And thus, that is the significance of being Krishna consciousness, of being in full consciousness of Krishna. That means that we are peaceful, even in this unpeaceful world. It means that at the end of this life, we get peace for eternity. So, knowing this, knowing that Krishna is the ultimate, according to this chapter, Karma Yoga, or action in Krishna consciousness, Krishna tells Arjuna that, Arjuna asks him, so should I renounce material life and then will I be peaceful, or should I continue working and performing my duty? And Krishna says it's something in between, something in the middle of the two. He says that actually you should continue working, continue performing your duty, but instead of thinking about the material world, think about him. And therefore renounce this material world by being attracted to him. So knowing him as the ultimate is perfect, and that's what gives us peace. Therefore, we should be appreciative. We should be appreciative that we are actually able to know Krishna at the mercy of Guru and Srila Prabhupada, not actually by our own means. we can't do that by ourselves. We're so fallen and so incredibly conditioned. So just due to mercy, we are able to try to become Krishna consciousness. And according to Srila Prabhupada, and according to Krishna himself, as he delivers the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna, he says that this will bring us peace, to be in full consciousness of him. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Before you go, so
I think that was absolutely amazing. Tulali Radha, how old are you?
18.
She just turned into 18. Wow, 18 years old and so much of wisdom and so favorable to Krishna consciousness. Let's give her another round of applause. Thank you so much. And next up from group 2, we have Teresha. Let's give her a round of applause.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so the highlighted verse that we were given,
Yes.
knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. Okay. Well, we are already practicing Krishna consciousness, but I'll elaborate a little bit more. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and everything we do should be directed to Krishna, right? So just as we water the roots of a tree, the fruits, flowers, leaves, and everything else gets the water. So in the same way, by worshipping Krishna, only the demigods, the planets, everyone else will be satisfied. And as Srila Prabhupada said, simple living, higher thinking. So basically, I think what they were trying to make us to understand is that we don't need to do any kind of the other prayers that us Hindus do, the 9 planet prayers and the prayers to the demigods and the planets. As long as we're worshipping Krishna, all of the demigods and planets, they will be what do you call it? Satisfied, yes. So, there's a verse that in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhakti Prayajati Tad Aham Bhakti Upadram Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. So basically, it means that Krishna says, you can offer me a leaf, flower, fruit, water. As long as it's offered with love and devotion, I will accept it, right? And so he tells us, it doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be a big sacrifice. As long as you're offering anything with love and devotion, Krishna will accept it. And we should just chant and be happy. Sorry. So basically this verse is teaching us to be detached from any material bondage. So the main goal is to go back to Godhead, back to the spiritual realm. But as long as we are attached to material things, we'll always continue taking birth here on earth.
Hare Krishna. So thank you so much to Teresha, and she's really humble because I must tell you, by profession, she's a dietitian. And she travels all over the country and she does a lot of public speaking, but This platform this evening is her humility that's making her so shy. She's a very confident lady, and well done to you. You've been absolutely exceptional. So let's give her another round of applause. So up next we have group 3, and we have His Grace Janardhan Prabhu. It's your turn. And Prabhu is, we all very familiar with Prabhu. He's a very highly esteemed devotee. He attends the new Jagannath Puri temple in Phoenix, and Prabhu also gives classes at the temple, so he's very knowledgeable on Shastra and Scripture. So thank you so much, Prabhu, and thank you to all our speakers.
Hare Krishna. Forget all the things she said, right? So, yeah, like all of us, I think, had the last slide highlighted, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods. So we've made some notes, not like Lali, but, right? So the Lord of all planets and demigods means it refers to all material and spiritual planets. Right? The material planets are only 1/4 the size of the spiritual planets. Right? There are more spiritual planets than the material planets. Right? What Krishna says in one of the verses, this material world is part of mine, but a spark of my splendor. Right? This is a spark, like if you light a fire, sparks come out. So this is just a spark of my splendor. So he's the Lord of all material and spiritual planets. So to be able to understand it, he has to be conscious of Krishna. This is the yogi we're talking about, right? Sarvalokamaheshwara means that he's the Lord of all spiritual and material planets. So, Mataji writes here, he's the original source of creation, right? Both spiritual and material creation, right? We don't only focus on this material body, this material creation. There is something outside this material creation. Right? It's a spiritual one, which is eternal. Oh? Right? Unlike this body, which is not. So the creator of all, Krishna is the creator of all demigods, such as Brahma, Shiva, and all living entities. Now, Lord Krishna, the creator of all demigods. That means demigods are, inferior to him, right? But that doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't respect them. Right? Understand that. They're not against us, or we're not against them because we're Krishna conscious. No, they're all servants of Lord Krishna. Like I was explaining to Master Jesus now, that the president has his deputies and has his ministers and things like that. These are the demigods. They're in control of the activities of the material world, right? And they also control lots of activities in your body. They control, there are demigods that control your eating, your digestion, everything. They control your thinking, everything. Those are demigods that live within your body, right? They control everything. Okay, they control your organs also. He's the proprietor of all. That means he owns everything. Isha Vaishya Midam Sarvam Mat Kinchat Jagat Jagat. Although the verse of Upanishad, the first verse, right? So Isha means he's the supreme controller. And he's the supreme enjoyer. So we won't expand that, we only got 5 minutes. Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. It says Bhaktaram Yagyat Tapassam. Yagya means your austerities, right? And Tapassam means also austerities. Right? And we're Bhaktaram Yagyat is the enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities. There's a verse, Mataji quoted 926. 927 says, Yat karosi yat jasnasi yat johosi dadasiya yat tapasyasi kvatiya tat kurusva manarapata. Whatever you eat, right? Yat asnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, and whatever you give away in charity, do that vasadakuti for me. Right? And there's the word sacrifice also there. Mat arpanam, arpanam means to surrender it to me. Right? Srila Prabhupada says in 1866, you know the verse, Sarvadharman Parityagya Mamekam Sharanam Vrata Aham Tam Sarva Papabhyo Mokshishravi Master. That is Krishna's final instruction. That you surrender everything to me. He'll take care of you. Don't worry about liberation. Right? He will take care of you. Like rich man comes, or your husband is a rich man, he says, you don't worry, babes, I'll take care of everything. You trust him, isn't it? Like,
Even if you have
you trust him. Because you know him, you trust him. That's like Krishna says, give up everything. Give up all your activity. Not your family. Your dharma means activity. Sarva dharma means your activities. Right? Give up all your activities and surrender to me. He didn't say to give up your family. You mentioned just now, he said something to Arjuna about doing your prescribed duty. Right? He didn't let Arjuna say, Arjuna said, no, I want to become a sannyasi, I want to become a beggar. He didn't say, okay, fine, thanks. He says, no, get up and fight. Perform your prescribed duty. Your prescribed duty is taking care of your family. Right? We're not sannyasis. Right? So take care of your families and chant Hare Krishna, please. So, how many minutes? So the Supreme Lord of all, right? Suhirda means from your heart. Hirda means heart, right? So you have a friend, Prabhupada is explaining that you have a friend that is a bandhu, you call it. That friend is called bandhu. You're like an acquaintance, right? But the Suhirda, the friend that really cares for you from your heart. When you walk in there, he's got your tea ready there, he's got your water ready there, he's got a place for you to sit. That Suhirda, he thinks more about you, right? But the one, that acquaintance, when you walk in, you think, oh, this man is coming to visit me without telling me. He's going to eat food or what. But your Suhirda, he cares more about you because he cares from the heart, right? Hirda means heart, right? Then, like I said, when you even just jumping off from the car, he's got your stuff ready for you to eat, whatever you want to do. He even asks you to do, I don't know if people ask people to stay over to these days or not, but my time, most is coming, staying over, right? So Hirda means that. Sarva Bhutana means all living entities, not only human beings, right? Not only human beings. Living entities means cat, dog, fowl, and everything, right? Understand that. And well-wisher and benefactor of all living entities. Jnana means knowing, right? Ma means me, Shanti means peace, and Richati means to achieve, right? So I'll read the full part. By knowing me in this way, one attains peace. Sometimes they don't go chronologically, the translations. You're going to, little bit Hindi, you have to know this, right? Little, not too much. So I'll show you how to read Bhagavad Gita. When you're reading Bhagavad Gita verses, read the translation of the words first. Right? Word for word translation, read that first, then read the verse. Then you'll understand what the verses mean. Okay? So thank you, my time is up, I think.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Janardhan. Prabhu, as I said, Prabhu is very learned in scripture, and I'm sure you all have seen that from the manner in which he explained the verse so well. So up next we have group 4, and we have Shankarshan Prabhu, so let's give him a round of applause. We all know Shankarshan Prabhu so well for his melodious kirtan that he renders. He's such an amazing singer and guitarist as well. Prabhu, am I right? Guitarist, right? You play the guitar? Yes, Prabhu does. So silence gives consent, that means yes, he does. As well as he also gives very, very lovely classes. He's also very learned and one of the very wonderful devotees that we have here in ISKCON. So let's give him another round of applause.
Hare Krishna to all beautiful souls.
Hare Krishna.
Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Salakaya Chakshurudamaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupraya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutaya Shri Rama Sabhutaya. Namo Vishnupraya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutaya Shri Bhaktivedanta Sabhutaya. Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sandhivadi Paschacharya Setarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Okay, I think to start off, we'll just read the verse first and read the meaning, and then the part that we're going to discuss. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Bhaktaram Yakyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Yathamam Santim Richati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So the part we were discussing at table 4 was in the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. So this is just not my input. Everybody had something positive to say about it, right? So one of the Matajis, I don't know everybody by name, so I'm just going to call them the Matajis and Prabhus. So one of the Matajis says she recently lost her father, and Krishna has actually taken that place as a father, right? So this is Krishna. So he's a well-wisher already, right? So he's giving her that benefit of being a father figure for her, right? And the next Mataji spoke about peace and calmness. So being in this material world, we always have this difficulties in life, lots of trials and tribulations. And in everything, when one chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then one automatically becomes peaceful. So Krishna is, is right there with you all the time. So he's giving peace and calmness. So, and also he gives strength. He gives us strength to overcome the challenges in life. So we don't do it on our own accord. We don't have actually enough of energy, enough of wisdom, enough of anything to make the right decisions, to do things in a positive way. But Krishna gives us this ability, right? And then Krishna gives us knowledge. So that was another Mataji that gave it, and it was shared quite a few people. So he gives us knowledge. What knowledge does he give us? He gives us knowledge how to understand what is the goal of life. So what is the real goal of life? Krishna wants us to know that he is the goal of life. Because whatever we do in this material world is only bringing us back here to this material world, to go through all that suffering again. So the only way to get out of here, Krishna is giving us the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? So this is how merciful Krishna is. So he's giving us the knowledge how to get out of here, how to go back home. Like, when you come here to this Namahata, it's like a festival here, right? It's like a festival. You have singing, dancing, and feasting. Now, but it only happens here on a Friday, alternative Friday. But in the spiritual world, it's happening every day. So this is where Krishna wants us to be, back in the spiritual world. Okay, then also, Krishna gives us the opportunity for devotional service. So in all the mundane things that we do in this world, it doesn't help us get anywhere. It just helps us maintain our body. But the actual devotional service, where we get to worship Him, we get to, in the Aarti, we get to sing His holy names, we get to serve devotees, we get to do so many things in devotional service. That's just to remember Him and to get back to Him. So He gives us all this facility. He gives it to us. He gives us Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maharani. That's Him Himself. So we go there, Shishi Radha Radhanath. So He's right there in front of us all the time. So whenever we feel like we're in a lonely position or whatever, we can go to the temples and we know Krishna is there. He's not only there, He's also in your heart. He's guiding you every moment. But only thing we've got to learn how to tune in to Him. He's also the entire manifestation is the God of all spiritual and material worlds. So he's the cause of all causes. He's everywhere. Everything that you can think about is Krishna, because he manifests all this material creation. Every atom, everything is created by Krishna. Okay? And also, one Prabhu says he has a lot of suffering, but that's also the mercy of Krishna. Because when we are placed in a position of suffering, so you must be wondering, hey, but how can Krishna be the benefactor of suffering? You know, he's giving you suffering, but why would he give you suffering? Why would you want to go through all this? But suffering gets you closer to Krishna. You understand that, you know, this material world is full of miseries. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 16, Krishna says, from the highest planet, that where Lord Brahma lives, right down to the hellish planets, all places of misery. So he's reminding us that. And he says places of suffering where there's repeated birth and death. Now we don't want to go through all that again. So he's giving us that suffering so we can understand we don't belong here. We belong where he is. I'm sure that when you're with little children, you didn't have care in the world. When you had your mother and father with you, nothing bothered you. You'll be playing and playing and playing. You know, everything is taken care of. Your food, your clothes, whatever you needed was provided. Now, in the same way, Krishna can provide everything for us, but we got to learn to get out of here, because this is a prison. This is Durga Dham. So it's a prison. This place is like a reformatory where we have the chance to reform ourselves and go back home, back to the Lord. Okay, and also the activities. Now, Krishna in his pastimes, right? He gives us this beautiful pastimes. No matter what story you hear, whatever, that's like it doesn't satisfy you. But you hear one pastime of Krishna. And so my cousin is here as well, and she says she loves that Krishna is like a human. He behaves like a human. In this form that he comes, we have this chance to associate with him, to relate to him. Like Mother Yashoda was a mother for him. Arjuna, a friend. And so, you know, the relationships are going on. So Krishna is giving us opportunities to have a relationship with him. But one of the most important being a benefactor, that means he gives you something that is, you know, to really show his well-wishing. So he gave us Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada, he actually didn't want to come here to this planet. He didn't want to come to this earth. But he's not fallen like us, where we are fallen and we come and take in repeated birth and death here. But Srila Prabhupada wasn't fallen, so he was sent by Krishna. So Krishna's mercy is so much, he cares for us so much, he loves us so much, that he sent Srila Prabhupada here to help us. So Srila Prabhupada, he translated the Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit into English, and he's got his disciples from all over the world to translate the Bhagavad Gita in all the different languages. So every living entity, human being, can have an immediate chance to go back home. But also, now these human beings, they've been given, Srila Prabhupada taught us this one thing, that just by chanting the holy name of Krishna, just by saying Krishna, the all attractive, one opens up this way back home, back to God. So even the animals, when all the devotees like Shamaduti Prabhu and his team, when they go on Harinam book distribution, what are they giving? They're giving this mercy, they're giving Krishna's name to everyone. Even in Srila Prabhupada's book, every page has got Krishna's name. So if somebody just reads Krishna's name, if somebody just chants Krishna's name, that person is going back home, back to God very soon. So I think the most important thing for us now is the holy name. So the sacrifices in the previous ages where like people meditating for thousands and thousands of years, eventually get their liberation. Then you have the fire sacrifices, the deity worship, right? But in this age, people don't have the time. They don't have that calmness, that peacefulness and everything. So the easiest way to associate with Krishna is to chant his holy names. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And just by saying that, all the trees here heard that. All the animals, the creatures and everything also heard that. So they all have started the devotional service.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Shankar Shan Prabhu, for that very amazing little class that you gave. It was really so, and that is what each of our speakers are doing. So don't take it like you all just came and spoke for a few minutes. This knowledge that you all have imparted to us is actually almost a class that you all have shared with us. And just from one sentence, Shankar Shan Prabhu shared such a deep meaning behind that. So that was absolutely amazing. Thank you very much. Normally, I start the program asking the question if there's anybody that's joining us here for the very first time. And Shankar Shan Prabhu mentioned that his cousin is here with us. Mataji, are you joining us for the first time? You've been here before. Okay, but welcome once again, because I don't think you come very often. Anybody here joining us for the very first time or second time that's here? Okay, so everybody's been here before. Okay, so that's good. On to group 5, we have Shamaduti Prabhu that's going to be coming forward and explaining his line. Let's give him a round of applause. As Shankar Shan did say that Shamaduti Prabhu is known for his Sankirtans. He goes around on Harinam and he does book distribution. I know I recently purchased Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita set from Prabhu. So he does such amazing work in spreading Krishna consciousness and spreading the holy name. So let's give him another round of applause.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I got to be very quick because time is great, and the other speakers have spoken quite a bit. So what we've discussed is that the last line attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So this last line ties up with all the other lines in the verse, but we're not going to go over it because the others have discussed that quickly. Not quickly, sorry, they discussed it thoroughly. So everybody wants peace. All the politicians, they talk about peace, everyone wants peace, but they don't know the correct way. Like John Lennon sang that song, "Give peace a chance." You know, he was advocating peace, but he was the most turbulent person if you analyze his character. So, you cannot get peace by material means. It is impossible. It is not possible. When one is under the modes of material nature, and that basically is material life, then there is suffering. Because the modes of material nature, there's so many combinations of the modes of material nature, about 80 something. And because they are always competition with each other, and if one is under the modes, then one cannot have peace. One cannot have peace. So therefore one has to transcend the modes. And that the first line, the person in full consciousness of being, that means transcending the modes. When one is full in Krishna conscious, one is transcending the modes. So the cause of suffering is identified with the material body. That is the cause of suffering. And the way to get out of the suffering condition and attain peace is to hear about the name, form, pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In fact, the sages, when they assemble to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the ways is like, you know, Kali Yuga is coming. What is the solution? Or what is the opportunity for people to get out of the suffering condition? That is what they assembled to discuss. Now, you see, when one identifies with oneself, there is selfishness, and one tries to satisfy their own senses. But when one engages in devotional service and satisfies the senses of the Lord, one's senses automatically become satisfied. Now, if you know the Lord is a supreme proprietor, that means everything belongs to Him, then one will not fight like, okay, this is mine and my country and my land and my and I, that my and I will disappear. And once that my and I disappears, one becomes more peaceful. You know, practically example, you know, you don't have to think too intelligently about this. If you have something and if you're afraid of losing it, that will put you in anxiety. You're not peaceful. But if you don't have anything, then you cannot lose. Now the thing is, you know, it depends on one's level of consciousness and advancement. Everything actually doesn't belong to us. Everything doesn't belong to us. Everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of God, and that's why He's the Supreme Proprietor. So, if one can come to that understanding, then one wouldn't fright or wouldn't have that fear and anxiety of losing it. And that is true renunciation. When we use everything in the Lord's service, because we know that nothing belongs to us. But that requires practice and it requires time to become to advance that state. Like nowadays, heavy storms, it brings fear and anxiety. It brings fear and anxiety. Your house, something might happen, you may get washed away while driving, things like that. You know? Another cause of non-peace is sinful activities. Now, again, when one identifies with the body, when one is under the modes of material nature, then one will engage in sinful activity. But, as the text there, full consciousness of me, know me to the ultimate beneficiary, the Supreme Lord of all. Full consciousness of me. When one is full consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then one will not commit sinful activities and one will be peaceful. So that's basically what we discussed. I don't want to just speak on anything else because the other groups have dealt with it very nicely. But basically, if we want peace, we have to really engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness and transcend the modes of material nature. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you to our very, very enthusiastic, eager and confident, courageous speakers. It's not always easy to come up to the front and speak. In fact, one of the most, the phobia that is the largest in the world, it's not fear of snakes and fear of spiders, it's actually public speaking. So it takes a lot of courage. So thank you to all 5 speakers. Let's give them a round of applause once again. I do know that this was teamwork and everybody put in their bit. So if anyone sitting here would like to say anything in 2 minutes that they felt that perhaps the speakers could have missed out any important point, anybody would like to say anything before we move on? As I said, this was teamwork. So if there's any important point that you felt the speakers missed out on, anybody? Okay, so our 5 speakers consolidated and put together that verse very beautifully. So we've managed to come together once again for our final Namaharsha. Our program is done with and we now move on to announcements. And there's a beautiful cake that's here. You know, our Namaharsha is a big family and we're always celebrating and we're always having birthdays. But just before we get to our birthdays, I have a very exciting announcement to make. As you'll all know, you're all on the Mercy group, and I'm sure Madhurya Mataji has already started with her phone calls and her invitations. Next week, Sunday, the 7th of December, is our Namaharsha year-end function. So this is next week, Sunday, and we're all coming together to celebrate 2025. It's been an amazing year with successful Namaharsha programs. We've even had some bus trips that we've made as a team, as a family. We've had a Sunday love feast that we've done at both Sri Sri Radha Radhanath, New Jagannath Puri, and we've had the tent campaign and lots of Food for Life feeds as well. So it's been a busy year, it's been an amazing year, it's been a successful successful year, and now we come together as a family to celebrate, to be together, to let down our hair, to have a party, because Lord Krishna even likes that. He likes when his devotees come together and just have fun. We've put in a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, so we'd like to see everybody with us next week Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. And if you all seen the invite, you would see that it's a beach party. So it's beach vibes, however you're interpreting that. It's a beach party. So dress to impress, put on your beach clothes, your sandals, your dresses, your sun hats. The venue is here. We're not at the beach, but we're close enough. And I promise you, with the decor that we have in mind, when you all walk in, it's going to be an absolute wow factor. We have we have some creative minds in our Namahasha, like Natasha that's sitting here. And we're going to come together as a team, and we're going to actually transform 9 Amity Street into a beach hut, if you want to call it that. So please do join us. Games, activities, lots planned. We're going to have a photo booth. We're going to have the 360 booth as well. That's your camera that goes around 360. That's thanks to Rosal Mataji that has so lovingly sponsored her 360 booth that she started. So if anybody's interested in that as well, they can contact her. And she'll be here on Sunday with that. We have the photo booth, games, activities. Anybody would like to do a dance, please let us know. You can come through as well, and we'll include that. And also we have a surprise guest, somebody that hasn't come to our Namahasha before, and his name is Anesh Dasrath. He is a Hindwani presenter as well, and he is a comedian, attorney by day, comedian and radio presenter at night. He's done many shows at Sibaya, at Suncoast, at City Hall, lots of different places. So he's coming especially to be with all of us here at the Namahasha year-end function to bring in some comedy and some humor. So please do come through. We look forward to each and every one of you being here. And even if there are family and friends that have come to our Namahasha that are not here this evening, do share the invite. So thank you so much for the entire year's support and love that you've given to Mahaprasad Prabhu and Madhurya Mataji. You know, they put in so much of love and effort, but they cannot do what they do without each and every one of yours love and support. So Sunday is about celebrating and appreciating everyone as a family. And now we will move on to birthday. So I'd like to call our birthday boy, Naresh, if you can come forward. Prajna, if you can come forward. Satvika as well, our 2 birthday girls. And Nirvan. Oh, he's here. Yeah, Daisy, okay, come through. So we've got a perfect balance, 2 boys and 2 girls. So they've celebrated their birthdays since our last Namahasha. So I think it was in the last 2 weeks or so, we've had 4 birthdays. Naresh has joined our Namahasha this year, right? That's why 2025 is so special, because Naresh has joined our Namahasha, a very, very wonderful person, very enthusiastic. And since he's joined our Namahasha, he's also attended almost every Food for Life, Mataji, attending our Food for Life and all our programs. You came to our tent campaign as well, right? And Nirvan, he took part in our play at the tent campaign and always takes part in the plays. And sometimes, you know, he really puts in the hours, he's here for rehearsals, he's tired, he has tests that he needs to go home and study for, yet he's so dedicated to serve Lord Krishna. Prajna as well, oh, she's practically grown up in front of us here at the Namahasha, such a wonderful devotee, always so enthusiastic to serve. Recently finished school, first year campus, so growing up into a beautiful young lady that we are all so proud of. And then we have Satvika as well, that's literally grown up in front of us, the sweetest, well-mannered, most respectful child, and also been in the play. So for many of us, they are familiar faces. We have actors, we have future actors. So I think Naresh is going to take part next year. Oh yes, he took part, correct. Naresh's been taking part in some plays this year. So well done to you. So Prajna, I think that's just the leaves you. So next year you have to be recruiting you now for next year's drama. So thank you for everything that you'll do for our Namahasha. A very happy birthday from each and every one of us. May you all grow in your Krishna consciousness and have an absolutely amazing and blessed year ahead. So who would sing the happy birthday song for us? Anybody that is good with singing? Shankar Shan Prabhu. Come to Prabhu. Either or both, even both of you. Okay, Shamajuti Prabhu is doing final arti, so that leaves you Shankar Shan Prabhu. I'll bring the mic to you. Okay, come. So Shankar Shan Prabhu is going to sing Happy Birthday as our 4 lovely birthday boys and birthday girls cut this beautiful cake that Madhurya Mataji has baked.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees. And so say all of us, and so say all of us, and so say all of us. For they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees, for they are jolly good devotees. And so say all of us. Nitai go!
Thank you so much, Shankar Shan Prabhu. If I can call Rosal Mataji forward and Nirasha Mataji and Ashik, you can feed Naresh a piece of cake. Rosal Mataji is the mom to 2 of the kids that are here, Prajna and Nirvan, and Nirasha Mataji is the mom of Satvika. So if you all can please come forward. You can come.
All hold the next together.
So thank you once again to each and every one of you and our birthday boys and birthday girls for being a our Namahaja. One final announcement. Gita Jayanti is on Monday. Madhurya Mataji has a few copies of Bhagavad Gita if you'd like to take a copy, as well as Shamaduti Prabhu that is does a lot of book distribution. He also have Bhagavad Gitas for sale. It's a very nice and auspicious time to perhaps give somebody a Bhagavad Gita as a gift. So that is happening on Monday. It's Gita Jayanti on Monday. So if you're interested in purchasing a copy of Bhagavad Gita or a few copies, you can contact Shamaduti Prabhu as well as Madhurya Mataji that has a few copies. So thank you once again to each and every one of you. We have come to the end of our Namaharsha program, our very final Namaharsha program. So we're now going to have Aarti and Guru Puja, and sumptuous prasad is awaiting you all. And do not forget, save the date, next week Sunday, the 7th of December. We look forward to each and every one of you being here to spend Sunday with us. Thank you once again. May we please all rise for Aarti. Shamaduti Prabhu will do the final kirtan, and Janardhan Prabhu will perform Aarti. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Praise.
Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Guru Charana Varma Kevala Bhakati Shri Guru Charana
Shiva
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्री श्रीमती श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री साधु गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की माधुर नवी राम की जयपुर नवी धाम की अयोध्या नवी धाम की नीलचल जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की जमुना मैया की तुलसी देव की सामवेद भक्ति वृंद की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की रामेशी माता की गौ प्रेमानंदे all glories to this single all glories to this single all glories to this single all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai